What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this brand new YouTube video. Today I'm going to be doing a Walk the Mock online mock draft. As you can see, I'm on the site Walk the Mock. I'm not sponsored by them, but I just think it's the best, mock draft site there is out there. So there are 32 other players in this draft. I'm going to be the GM for the Pittsburgh Steelers, of course. And so here you can see that we are in the Goat House's, YouTube, I guess, Patreon or Twitter followers mock draft. So I joined it, and I'm gonna be the GM for the Steelers, and I'm gonna be commenting the pick on every other team that there is. My draft strategy coming in, I would like to accumulate more picks than we have. It's a 3-round mock draft, and as you can see, I know you can see it somewhere. You can see right there. I only have right here 3 picks in the first 3 rounds. So what I would like to do is trade down from 24, because I don't think there's going to be a player that I like. I'm not very high on our running backs in the first round, so if there's no tackle or center available that's worth the pick, in my opinion, I'm going to trade down. I'm going to try to trade down. If I can't, I'm probably going to take best corner or maybe a running back, but it's out of my plan for now. I don't think it's worth a first round pick, especially considering the number of holes that the Steelers have. So I'm just gonna be playing GM for the Steelers. The draft starts in 22 seconds. As you can see, I just put a playlist with just random beats, just so I can have a little noise in the background, so it's not that empty. What I can tell you to do, what I do whenever I watch other people do these types of video, I put the video in 1.5 speed, so it's gonna go faster, because this video is probably gonna take a long time. It's a 6 p.m. right now. It's probably gonna end at 8 p.m. so it's probably a 2 hours video. So if you put it on 1.5, it's gonna go a little faster, and you're still gonna understand what I'm saying. Of course, now the draft has started, but let's be honest, the draft for me starts at number 3, and even that, Brendan isn't like is probably not like the GM's the GM of the Niners. I totally forgot. I'm blanking right now who he is, but he's high on Mac Jones. I don't think anybody's gonna draft Mac Jones with the Niners pick. So Aaron is taking his time. He's probably not there. That's why it's taking so long, because the pick is so damn obvious. There's probably not gonna be another player than Trevor Lawrence at number 1. That beat isn't good. I'm just gonna change it. It's some white noise for me, but it's still kind of putting a vibe, and that one was bad. So okay, so other thing, let's say my optimal mock draft would be a offensive lineman slipping to 24. So maybe Vera Tucker is one that can slip. Tevin Jenkins can slip. Maybe Darisaw. I'm not gonna trade up. I'm just not. I don't think there's a player that's valuable enough for me to give up picks, considering that we have old players, so we're gonna need picks. So I'm not gonna trade up, that's for sure. But I'm gonna hope that a player falls to me, and if not, I'm really wanting to trade down. And so the Jaguars are gonna take Trevor Lawrence, of course. So I'm just gonna put a smile. I'm gonna be probably the only one doing reactions, because I like them a lot. I think it's fun. It's a fun mechanic, just so you can live react to other picks. With my second round pick, I'm taking Javonte Williams or Travis Etienne or Najee Harris, best running back available. If none of these 3 are available, I'm probably gonna pick running back in the 3rd, because Carter is good, but he's not a feature back, and that's what we need right now. We need a feature back. So I think in the 3rd round we can get a guy like maybe Ramondre Stevenson, who fits a lot the Pittsburgh Steelers mold. So that would be cool. And yeah, so if the top 3 running backs aren't there in the 2nd round, I'm probably leaning towards another O-line, or maybe Pat Fryermuth, the tight end out of Penn State. So just to be tight end 2, because we lost Vance McDonald to retirement, so we're kind of in big need of a second tight end right now. Zach Gentry, he's a good blocker, but not sure about being a full-time second tight end. You know, had the amount of snaps that McDonald had last year. I'm not sure he can. I don't even think he has the talent to. So Junior's taking his all time. Any other picks than Zach Wilson would be a mega surprise for me. I don't think it's gonna be another pick than Zach Wilson. So maybe they go Justin Fields, but the computer's gonna pick for him, I think. So it's probably gonna be Justin Fields. I think WalkTheMock has Justin Fields higher than Zach Wilson. Last time I did one of these, the auto picked for the Jets, and it was Justin Fields. But it's gonna be Zach Wilson, which is the right choice. Of course it is. So I'm gonna put a smile face on that, even though the computer made the choice. So Brendan from the Niners probably is the one that wanted Zach Wilson. That's why he was mad. But he's gonna take Justin Fields or Trey Lance. Any other pick would be a mistake. You don't trade up. You don't give up 3 first-round pick to pick a tight end like Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase. You give up that amount to pick a quarterback. You pick the best one available. In my opinion, it's Trey Lance. Other may have Justin Fields higher. I just like Trey Lance's upside a little bit more. Yeah, but Justin Fields fit the Niners a little bit more, in my opinion, than Trey Lance does. He has more, downfield ability. Downfield, not ability, because Trey Lance has a heck of an arm, but he has Justin Fields has more of an accurate deep ball. So that could be good with a guy like Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, who aren't known to be burners, but have the speed to be one. They're kind of known to do split screens and slants, and the pick is gonna be Trey Lance. It's a good pick. It's the pick I would do if I was the Niners. I'm not sure if NFL teams are as high on Trey Lance as the community is. I think Justin Fields is probably number one on almost every single one's board. But number one, after Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence, because for me, the number 1 and 2 are pretty obvious. There's no debate for me. Oh my God! What's the trade details? They're gonna take Kyle Pitts. They're gonna take Kyle Pitts. They didn't give up a single first round pick other than 18. That's a heck of a trade. I like it a lot. The Cards won that. They came up into the top 5 without giving up any other future firsts, and they got a guy like Kyle Pitts, which is technically a tight end, but he can play everywhere on the O-line. So now the Bengals are there, and they're taking Jamar Chase, which is I don't like the pick. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Penei Sewell or Rashawn Slater is a better pick. You can have as much weapons as you want. If Joe Burrow doesn't have 2 seconds to throw the ball, it doesn't matter. I think they got Tyler Boyd, the best slot receiver in the league, and they got T. Higgins, which is a very, very good wide receiver 1 to wide receiver 2. Kyle Pitts would make more sense if he's still available, but to me, Jamar Chase, wide receiver is a need, but it's not that much of a need as O-line is. I think you got to protect the guy, especially knowing that he was a very old rookie. I think he's already 25 and he's entering only his 2nd season. He just came out of a torn ACL. You don't want to put him at risk again, because you banked your entire franchise on that guy. If he can't get on the field, I think it's a mistake. I would have gone offensive line, but even though I have Jamar Chase as a better prospect, a better player overall than Penei Sewell and Rashawn Slater, I think he's probably the best wide receiver prospects is Julio Jones, and even that, he's probably better. In my opinion, the only other hype I remember for a wide receiver was Calvin Johnson, so that's how high I think of him. Is he going to be a Calvin Johnson type of player? Is he going to have a Calvin Johnson type of impact? I doubt it. Calvin Johnsons don't grow on tree, but I really think he's going to be a game wrecker. But I would have gone offensive line either way. But, I can't just, give a pick a bad grade just because it's not the biggest needs, because you see a guy like Ja'Marr Chase, he's clearly the best player on the board. So yeah, it's a B+ pick for me. It would have been an A if they drafted an O-line, but nah, it's just a B+. It's a average pick for me. So the Dolphins pick is in. I assume it's gonna be maybe, I don't know, Micah Parsons. Oh, that's a new one. I'm not sure I like it because of his personal issues. I have him as my number one talent-wise defensive player in this year's draft, but he has some issues that he needs to figure out before going to the NFL. So Caden just traded up. I'm gonna see if I can. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna trade up. I could have sniped past to get a guy like Justin Fields, but it's not worth it. We don't have the places to make him successful. We don't have an O-line, so I'm gonna refrain from trading up, even though it's very tempting to. But I'm just probably not. If I had to give grades to the picks, that would be an A, that would be an A, that would be for me an A too. That's an A+. Cal Pitts, it's an A+. So I think you don't see my cursor. So Trevor Lawrence is an A. You can't give an A+ to the obvious pick. You give an A+ when it's an exceptional pick, and this is an exceptional. For me, it's the right thing to do. Zach Wilson, also an A. Trey Lance, also an A. So now we have Cal Pitts here. For me, it's an A+, considering what they got in return, what they gave up. It's a slam dunk trade. The Falcons could have gotten way more than that, in my opinion, for the 4th overall pick. They could have got probably three first round, like one this year and one next year and one the year after from like a team like the Pats. That would have made sense. But the fact that they didn't get a single first round pick, not only that, they just got 2 seconds and a 5th. For me, that's a robbery. Ja'Marr Chase would be a B+, and Micah Parsons would probably be a B. Talent-wise, it's an A, but there is some issue there, and I don't think that's smoke. I think that's the rumors are true that he is kind of a risky player off the field. So I'm not sure I'd want to be involved in that. Oh my God! That's the computer pick, but that's a surprising pick. Now the Patriots just traded up for nothing. Are they gonna take a guy like Mac Jones? Probably. Mac Jones would be the pick if I was Caden, but people don't want a game manager in the first round. I think he has the talent to be a great game manager, but he's still not a very good. He's not a wowing player for me. He's just there. For me, Mac Jones the pick right there. I'm not sure he's gonna do it. So the Justin Fields pick, I'm not sure how I would grade it, because I would have liked to see Goff try it at least once in the Lions offense. I think Goff is comparable for me to Mac Jones, the way he's a good game distributor. He sees open guy and he throw it to him. He's not gonna try to play hero ball. And I think I got spoiled. I was watching the picks, and the Patriots are gonna take who they should take with that pick, which is Mac Jones, the quarterback out of Alabama. So yeah, it's the right pick. It's not Patriots fans aren't gonna like it, but for me it's a good pick. I didn't see the trade, so they got a second and a 2022 third. I'm sorry. That seems about right. Maybe they could have give up a little bit more. The Panthers could have got a little bit more, just because they're trading up for a quarterback, so that pays a leverage in the trade. If they're trading up for offensive line, it's not gonna be worth probably a future first. But if they want their franchise guy, and they want to trade up for him, you can negotiate a little bit more than that, in my opinion. But so Justin Fields a B pick. I don't like the Lions going QB in this year's draft. I think they go next year's draft if Goff doesn't work, because let's not forget that Goff is paid a lot and he's still young, so he still has time to develop, in my opinion. So I wouldn't give up on him after trading, with him. So that's a B pick. Justin Fields below number 5 to me is an A+ in any team that needs a quarterback, but the Lions just don't, in my opinion. They will need one in the future probably, but I would have liked 1 year of Goff. And you know you're gonna be one of the worst team in the NFL next year, so you know you're gonna have a good pick. So if you see Goff isn't good, you can just replace him in the next year's draft, because we all know, let's be honest, the Lions are one of the worst teams in the NFL. They have holes everywhere on their roster, so they're probably not gonna be that good next year. So I assume they would go for a quarterback next year, but now that they got their guy, they won't. But it's still a B pick for me. Mac Jones is a B+. I think they wanted Justin Fields, that's why they traded up. So that would have been an A pick or an A+ pick, but Mac Jones for me is a B+. So the Broncos are gonna take, after 2 long minutes, Kwity Oh, that's a bad pick. That's a bad pick. So Kwity is the player chosen by what's most likely a computer, because it took that so much time. To me, that's a C pick. He's the number 3 edge on my board. Maybe even number 4. He had some more hype, in the beginning of the draft process. I think he's gonna be good in the NFL, but not top 10 in the draft good. Devontae Smith would have been a better pick. Patrick Surtain would have been a much better pick. Rashawn Slater would have been a much better pick. There was some better options out there, really, way better options. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah would have been a great pick. So that's a C pick. That's a very bad pick. At number 10, the Cowboys are gonna take Penei Sewell. I can't believe it fell to them. It's an A+ pick for me. He's the best offensive lineman in the class, in my opinion. I've seen a little film. I'm really not that much of an offensive lineman, guru. I don't know the position that much. But from the film that I've seen, to me, Slater feels a bit more powerful, but Sewell feels a bit more, consistent. I'd much rather, run behind Sewell and, be protected by Sewell than by Slater. Because Sewell feels a bit more, stable on his foot. He feels like a stone wall out there on the offensive line. So I like the pick a lot for Jordan and the Cowboys. It's a slam dunk for me. You don't get a guy like Penei Sewell at number 10. Now, who are they gonna put in a guard? So because they already have 2 pretty good tackles. La'el Collins was injured last year, but maybe he can play at guard. I'm not sure what they're gonna do, but you get the best player available at this point, so it's an A+ pick. You don't expect a guy like him to be available at 10, so. Now Joshua for the Giants, he's probably hesitating between Slater and Waddle. That's probably the 2 players he's hesitating with. I'm not that high on Jalen Waddle. I think he's closer to Rashad Bateman than he is to Devontae Smith. So he's closer to the number 4 receiver than he is to the number 2, in my opinion. I felt like he didn't show enough for me. He feels like Henry Ruggs. He feels like a project more than a actual player. So I wouldn't draft him at 11. I think he was worth a bit lower than that, but I wouldn't hate the pick if the Giants did, because he's a good place to grow, when you have Sterling Shepard in the slot and an athletic Evan Ingram. So the pick is going to be J.C. Horn. Oh, that's... Not sure I like it. They got James Bradbury. They got Adoree Jackson. So they already have 2 good corners. They also have Logan Ryan. So it's probably a B pick, C+ B pick. I think J.C. Horn is running off board. I still have Patrick Surtain as my corner 1. So Patrick Surtain would have been probably a B. It's a C+ pick for me. It's probably one of the secondary is probably the best position on the entire Giants roster. So you don't go and get another guy when you had the 11th pick, knowing that your future is bright and that you have the pieces to build, a good team. You probably won't be the 11th in the near future. I got a trade offer. I'm gonna see what players are available at this point. So I'm not gonna accept it. I'm not gonna decline it. But you know, it's way too early to trade up. You just want to trade down and get a fourth. So I'm gonna see if Darrisaw or Vera Tucker is still there. I'm gonna accept it, of course. But if not, I'm just gonna wait. So yeah, JC Horn, you draft best player available. You know, Devontae Smith would have been a better pick. Patrick Surtain would have been a better pick. Rashawn Slater would have been a better pick. To me, they're better players, and at position they need more. You know, except for Surtain. But so you don't draft necessarily off needs, but when you don't draft your strength neither, you know, especially when you just, you know, 2 free agency in a row, they've paid big dollars to free agent corners. Last year there was Logan Ryan and James Bradbury. This year there's Dory Jackson. I just feel like it's, yeah, that's a better pick for me. That's a B+. I would like Devontae Smith a little bit more because, you know, they need wide receivers so badly. Chargers knew who they wanted. I think it's Darrisaw. He's the best fit for me. It's gonna be Darrisaw. Rashawn, oh yeah, I forgot he's still there. So yeah, that's an A+. That's an A++ pick. That's probably one of the best. Right now, that's the best pick in the draft. Rashawn Slater is the best pick in the draft. So I didn't even have time to talk about Patrick Surtain. So he fits the Eagles. He can play opposite of Darius Slay, who kind of was lackluster last year. So yeah, I like the pick. Yeah, it's definitely a need. I don't think I would have gone Devontae Smith, but I like a guy like Patrick Surtain with the Eagles. So now Rashawn Slater at number 13. That's the best pick in the draft for me. You get a guy that has top 5 potential, top 10 talent right now, and you get him at 13. You can put him at tackle, you can put him at guard, you can even put him at center. I'm sure he'd thrive, but they got a guy. They got the Corey Linsley, so they don't need a center. So I like him as a left tackle in the opposite of Brian Bulaga on the Chargers O-line. Oh, I like the pick a lot. I don't think Juan was expecting a guy like Rashawn Slater still on the board at 13. So the Vikings are gonna take, I think it's Darrisaw or Vera Tucker, maybe Jason Oweh. It's gonna be Christian Darrisaw. So yeah, that's an A pick. I don't think it's an A+ because Darrisaw, he's getting a lot of hype. I think he's a top 20 talent, maybe not top 15, but you know, when you need an offensive tackle and you know the class isn't that deep, there's a kind of a big fall between Darrisaw and the next one, who's probably Jalen Mayfield. So you get a guy like Darrisaw at 14 so that you can be sure that you have your left tackle of the future. I like it. It's an A pick. Now Ryan traded down from 8 with the Patriots. Now who is he gonna pick? I see a guy like Devontae Smith still on the board, and they just didn't get rid of, but they didn't re-sign Curtis Samuel, so they kind of need a wide receiver 3 because they got DJ Moore and Robbie Henderson. So I like Devontae Smith in the slot in this scheme. I like him a lot. He's a great route runner. He's the best route runner in the draft. Maybe an edge rusher, but I think they like Yatir Gross-Matos. Oh, the Bills traded up. They traded up. I'm gonna go see their pick right here. So Carolina gets a first and a second, and they gave up a fourth and a fifth. So I like the pick. I'm gonna see what the Bills need. They're probably gonna take an edge rusher. Jalen Phillips, yeah, that's what I thought. The Bills have settled for mediocrity at edge rusher for the longest time, so they get the best edge rusher in this year's draft. They got a good value. Not sure if that's realistic. I don't think the Bills are gonna trade up for a guy that injury prone. It's an A pick for me because I have him as a top 12 talent in the draft. But again, I don't think it's a thing that would happen in real life, but I like it a lot in this simulation, you know. So I forgot. Yeah, it was a bad trade for the the Falcons, in my opinion. So who are they gonna take? I see guys like Caleb Farley. I know he's falling down boards, but I still like him as a very good corner in this year's draft. He's on par with JC Horn in my opinion. I don't think he's that far off. He was corner 2 in almost everybody's board. He has some injury concerns, but the talent I think overweights the concerns. So the pick is in, and the Falcons are gonna take Jalen Waddle. Oh, that's surprising. Devontae Smith is falling down. Oh, Jalen Waddle with the Falcons. Not sure I like it. They got Ridley, which is kind of already the home run hitter. They don't need a guy like Waddle at all in their scheme. He's probably one of the team that already has, Calvin Ridley, which is almost a pro comparison for Jalen Waddle. Ridley is way taller, but the Bears got Devontae Smith. That's A+. That's an A+. They traded up to get him, so let's see what they gave up. But if they didn't give up too much, that's an A+. Yeah, that's an A+ pick right there. So Waddle for me, it's a B+, a B pick maybe. Not a B+, a B. If they got Devontae Smith, it would have been a B+, because it's something that their offense don't have. They don't have a route runner that can play inside and outside. Jalen Waddle, for me, kind of is a carbon copy of Calvin Ridley. So it's a good pick if they don't plan on re-signing him, because I think it's the last year of his contract. But if they want to keep Ridley, Waddle isn't a good pick. So yeah, Devontae Smith's a good pick. Devontae Smith, I like it a lot. It's an A+ pick. To me, he's a top 15 talent in the class, maybe top 10. He's skinny. He's very small. But that's the only downside that he has to his game, because he's dominant of the ball. He has a very good footwork. He's the best route runner in the draft, and he is way faster than people give him credit for. So we kind of put him in a box with the Keenan Allen of this world. But to me, he's more of a Devontae Adams, where he has the route running ability that separates him from the other wide receivers in the league. But he also has that speed to separate once you have the ball in his hand. He is gonna be a game changer day one for me in the NFL. He just needs probably to put on a little bit of weight, because the way he looks on the field and the way he looks on the on the scale, he's too light, he's too frail. I think he could get injured pretty easily, considering if you get tackled by a guy like Aaron Donald, what are you gonna do? When you're 200 pounds, you have a bit more to absorb, but when you're only like 170 and you're 6 foot, you kind of feel it feels a little. So the Dolphins are going to take Rashad Bateman, so 3 wide receiver in a row goes in the draft. I think that was a computer pick. Rashad Bateman, I got him as my wide receiver 4, but I think there's a drop off, between Waddle and the 4. To me, it's class of his own. So there's Jamar Chase, which is clear number 1, top 5 talent. Then there's Devontae Smith, who's probably a top 10 talent. Then there's a guy like Jalen Waddle, who's between top 20, top 15. And to me, Rashad Bateman, is probably end of first round. It's a very depth focused wide receiver core, so if you see it right there. But for me, there's like 5 first round wide receivers. Rashad Bateman is at the end of the round, and a guy like Kadarius Toney or maybe Elijah Moore can slip in. Rondale Moore also could if teams fall in love with him. He's more of a gadget player, but your gadget players can be worth a lot in these years, these day and age NFL. So that's the thing. I think it's too early for Rashad Bateman, so that pick is a B for me. I still like the fit. I still like they go wide receiver with their second first rounder. So yeah. Now the football team are on the clock. I have them taking Mac Jones in almost every single mock draft. They didn't trade up, so who are they gonna take? They got a very good defense, maybe a linebacker, Onwuzurike or Moa makes sense here. But I'd go offense, maybe a quarterback still on the play. You know, a guy like Mond, he's not worth, in my opinion, the first round pick, but he could go in the first round. So the pick is in, and they are gonna take Elijah Vera Tucker. Yeah, I forgot he was still on the board, so it's a good pick. It's an A pick, not an A plus, because, you know, for me, Vera Tucker is probably one of the most have I froze? I think I froze. So we're back. We're back. In case you didn't know, look at the time it is. It's 6:40 p.m. There's been like a delay of like 20 minutes. There was a bug on the site. So, yeah, it's back. Let's see what the Raiders are gonna do. Look, we've been discussing as gentlemen with what would we do with would we rather fight like 100 T-Rex sized duck or one T-Rex sized duck or 100 duck sized T-Rex? I would go with the little T-Rex. So yeah, the Raiders take Tevin Jenkins, as they should, as they will, and I don't even think they trade down. They don't take the risk not to take him, but you know, they take him. That's an A+ pick. They trade down and they get their guy. Of course, it's an A+ pick. That was what was the trade, and you know, it's still bugged up a little bit. So the Colts are gonna take Azeez Ojulari, the edge rusher of Georgia. Not sure how I like this one. I don't think he's the best edge rusher on the board. Jason Owe, I like him more. Gregory Rousseau, I'm still big on him. I like him more. But yeah, I see the upside. I see what they see, but yeah, I'm not sure about it. It's a B pick for me. Caleb Farley for me, it's an A pick. Maybe A+ would be a little bit too much. It's an A pick. So now let me see if I can trade down, because there's no tackle worth the pick left on the board. If someone wants to trade up. Damn, everybody wants me to trade with them. So I get a second and a 2022. Well, of course I accept that. He gave it way too much. That's not realistic, but I'm gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna try to trade back up now that I got 2 second-round picks. I can't afford it, so I'm gonna try to trade up with like probably who there? The Jacks traded up. No, the Jacks, yeah, traded down with the Bills, and Bengals traded up with the Chiefs. So maybe Juan Cheng would like to trade down. Or maybe I trade up in the second round. I'm not sure. I don't feel like I need anything that bad, so I have to have him in the first. So the pick is in. Who are the Jets going to pick? They're gonna select Travis Etienne. I surprisingly like it a lot. I think he's the RB1 on my board. I think he has the more upsides in this year's draft. He can be a top 5 running back in the league, in my opinion. He reminds me a lot of Alvin Kamara. So who did the Titans want so bad that they gave up a 2022 first just to get Jason Owe? I'm not sure I like that. They gave up way too much for that. So I don't like it that much. Let me see if I can trade up with Hayden Aaron, you know, the game saver, the one who fixed everything, the one who contacted you know, the company so they can fix the trade, well, the draft itself. I want to trade up with Jacksonville. Where is it? Am I that dumb? I think I'm that dumb.
I was your age. I got sad.
I'm gonna give him my 2022 second and a fourth.
That seemed to make sense, so I just kept running. When you get sad,
so I want the
straight ahead.
Yeah, they don't seem to have something that they want, so are they gonna accept this?
Slow you down, but you don't let them. Behind you.
Yeah, I think he's waiting for a trade partner. He doesn't like it, so I'm not gonna give more than that. I want the 30th pick one. I'm gonna give him the same thing that I, you know, offered him. So he don't want to trade down. What is he waiting for? I'm not sure. A guy like Xavier Collins would makes a lot of sense. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is still on the board, so that's surprising. And they take Trevon Merrick. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Maybe I can trade up for the number 2. Give up this number 2 and a number 4. Do you want that? I just want, you know, to have a pick in the earlier. You know, I want a good player. He doesn't want it, so I guess I'm gonna have a very late pick. I have 2 in a row though, so it's gonna be cool. Who could trade down? I know the Panthers like to trade down. Let's see what they have assembled. Oh my lord. They have so many second round picks. Oh my jeez. So if I give you this and a 4th, would you accept it? So it's ongoing. I didn't grade the picks. He didn't like it. So yeah, I'm gonna be choosing late for this draft. Probably a lot of people left. This might take a while because, you know, there was a big bug on the site. I think I saw the player missing, but I don't know who it was. So it's Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah out of Notre Dame. I like the pick. It's an A+. He's not gonna be available at this point, and you get your biggest need and the best player available. Yeah, that's an A+. Jason Owe, they gave up way too much. That's a C+ pick. Let me see who the Ravens are gonna take. They're gonna take Terrace Marshall. I like it. It's a B+ pick. I like it. It's a B+ pick, but he reminds me of Miles Boykin. I don't think they could have gotten more versatility on the weapon, you know, side of things. They could have gotten a guy like Kadarius Toney, who is more, you know, a deep threat route runner. Well, maybe not. No, I like the pick. It's a B+. So let's see what they gave up. Well, it's a good trade. So let's try with Wan Cheng. Packers. So Green Bay. I want this. I'm gonna give you this. 4th, and a 7th for a late. Yeah. Man, he's not gonna accept that. He's not gonna accept that. Of course he's not. That was way too weak of an offer, but maybe he will. Maybe he don't know who he wants. I'm even gonna cancel it because I know it was dumb. So let's retry with Jacksonville. Let's get this and let's give him a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 4th. Is that too much? That's maybe too much. A 2nd and a 3rd. I'm gonna do a 2nd and a 3rd. Take Greg Newsome, good value. I like it. The Cowboys have done a very good job with the draft. So Javon Merrick is a B+. He's a good player. I'm not sure I have him as a 25th player. I think he's the best safety in the class, but I think it's a very weak safety class. You could have gotten a guy with that caliber, you know, that ceiling in the 2nd round, even the 3rd. In my opinion, I don't think he has anything that special about him. But I like the pick. It's a position of need, and you get the best player at the position. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, it's an A+. You get the guy you wanted. He fell to you miraculously. Terrace Marshall, B+, then A. You get a need, and you get a good player that can play outside and inside, so you have the versatility that you need. Greg Newsome at 28. I like the trade up. I'm not sure they will trade up, but it's a pick just because I think they gave up kind of a lot, 2 3rd and a 2nd just to trade up in the very late, very late first. I think it's kind of a reach, but you get a guy like Greg Newsome who has a top 25 talent and even top 10 cornerback in the league type of potential. So yeah, I like it. So Juan Cheng probably left. That's why he's taking his time. Pick that would make sense here. Kadarius Toney would make sense. Rondell Moore would make sense. Maybe Landon Dickerson. You can replace Corey Linsley. Who are they gonna pick? They're gonna pick Samuel Cosmi out of Texas. He's kind of falling down board. Not sure how I feel about this pick. So please, Aaron, accept my trade. I know he's waiting for somebody to swoop in, but I've offered you a fair deal. You don't want anything to do with it. We're gonna take Pat Fryermuth out of Penn State. He's not a 1st round talent in my opinion. He's a 2nd round talent. But I think he could have gotten in with my pick that I give him in the 2nd round. So yeah, for me that's a reach. Let's see if I can trade up maybe with Junior. I don't think he was there. That's the point. You can't really trade with a CPU, so you have to see who's there. So the Bengals are gonna take Asante Samuel Jr., another player that for me on the branch between 1st and 2nd. I have him as an early 2nd player. You get him as the in the 1st round. You give him a 5th-year option. It's not a guy you trade up for. I think they traded up for him, so I don't like that very much. But yeah, that's okay. So Samuel Cosmi was probably a B. Pat Fryermuth was a C+. I don't know what they gave up, so that's a glitch right there. Asante Samuel 2 is a C+, not sure what they gave up. So they gave up a lot. Who did they got in mind? That's way too much that they gave up. Whatever it is, the pick starts at B. You can only get down from here. Guy that would make sense. Greg Rousseau would make sense. Zayvon Collins fits the Patriots mold a lot. I like him. Zayvon Collins would be a B+ for me. Maybe Javon Holland. I'm not sure if they, their guy. I'm sorry, Devin McCourty's getting old. Christian Barmore would make sense. I'm really not sure what he wants to do with this pick, but Cal Trask, they got Mike Jones. Maybe he's wanted to trade down. Could try to trade with him. New England. Give me that, and you give this and this. Let's go offer trade. They didn't accept it. I think I was a bit too late. So the Pats are gonna take Christian Barmore. It's a C+ pick. I like the player. Don't like what they gave up for him. Yeah, C+. So Arndt is on the board for the Jags. He won't trade up, trade down. So I'm gonna offer the 34th and 87. Let's see if that works. I don't think that will, but we can hope. You know what? I don't even know who I would take, so I'm gonna stop trying to trade up. But I'd like, yeah, I'm gonna trade up. Yes, second and the third. Are you gonna accept my G? Jalen Mayfield's sitting there. That's who I want. Please accept, bro. Please accept. I'm begging you. Accepting that trade from the Titans was a GM's, dream. But when you're in a simulation, it's kind of annoying. He rejected that. Are you serious? Now that's not very realistic. So the pick is in, and it's gonna be Eric Stokes out of Georgia. I think it's kind of a reach. I have him as a late second corner. So I think it's a B pick, but considering what I try to give him, it's a C+ because he could have gotten way more with way less. He could have gotten more pick and probably could have gotten Eric Stokes with the 24, with the 21st. That I try to give up. So I don't think Junior's there, so it doesn't make sense to try to trade up with him. He's probably gonna take Jalen Mayfield. Probably gonna auto draft Jalen Mayfield right there. That's annoying, but I can get Len Dickerson, so I guess I'm gonna try to trade up with who's at 3, Falcons, Atlanta. So they already have a late second, so I could just try to get their 2 here for a 3rd and a 1st next year. I have to. Let's see if he accepts it. That's kind of a strange draft. That's kind of a strange trade up, but it's kind of big that I accumulated by trading down with the Titans. So let's see. Maybe he's gonna accept it. I think it's a As a GM, you accept it. As a simulator, you probably don't because you want your picks. So that's kind of the only flaw I have with this site, is that, you know, you're there because you want to pick. So Falcons have a trade offer. They could accept it. They probably won't. Joseph Osai. So they didn't take Jalen Mayfield. So please accept my trade. Can I offer you a more traditional one if you like? Oh no. So who are they gonna take? Please don't take. Najee Harris. I like it. I like it. It's a pick. I would like Javonte Williams more than Najee Harris, but well, they gave up a lot to trade up to him, so he's probably not gonna want to trade down. Let's see, RJ. I don't know what he gave up. Let's see. Does Danny want to trade down? Minnesota, where are you? You're right there. So do you want that pick in a third? At that point, you're taking so much time. I'm not sure you even want a guy. Greg Rousseau still on the board. I think you want your guy. Never mind. If you don't take Greg Rousseau at this point, it's kind of a mistake, I'd say. Oh, the trade has been accepted. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be taking Jalen Mayfield right there.
I'd probably take him.
So I traded up. I gave up a little bit too much for a late, you know, a early second, but I wanted my guy, and I got a first round pick in 2022 just, you know, by trading down. So, and I probably would have drafted Mayfield if I didn't have a trade partner. So I guess that's good GM in my part. And my next pick is gonna be the 23rd here. I wanted to keep my original pick. I liked it a bit more than, you know, keeping one that's 2 spots higher. I know I'm probably gonna regret it at the end, but it's okay for me. You know, I don't mind that much. So the Chiefs, after trading down with the Bengals, who are they gonna take? They're taking their old time. So I'm gonna tell you what I want to do with my only other pick, because I traded a third. Well, let's see what the Chiefs take. Who the Chiefs take? They take Liam Eichenberg. I have him as a lower graded tackle. I think he's gonna go late first. Let's see who the tackles are left. Maybe Dillon Radunz would have been a better one. He's comparable to Alex Leatherwood, in my opinion, as a late second. So Greg Rousseau still on the board. That would make a lot of sense for the Broncos, maybe. I'm not sure who would. Damn, I'm hungry. I should have eaten before that. So what I'm gonna do is, this video is probably already like an hour long. So what I'm gonna do is, after my 23rd pick, I'm not gonna try to trade back up, even though there's a player that's slipping. I'm probably gonna go eat, and I'm gonna stop recording, and I'm gonna give to you the results in the description of the video. So Elijah Moore out of Mississippi. That's a good pick. He's a end of the first, early second receiver in my opinion. So that's a good pick. Let's see. I didn't give up that. Oh, that's gonna look bad on me. Huh. I didn't think of that. Aw, damn. WalkTheMock just DM'd me on Twitter apologizing for the technical difficulties. That's a company that wants their product to look good. So, you know, you guys, you should check them out if you want to do mock draft. You know, it's mock draft season, so right now is probably the best time to get your subscription if you want to. I'm not even sponsored by them. I just like their site a lot. So the Broncos pick is in. I assume Greg Rousseau is the pick. I think I missed one. I probably missed one because I'm DMing with the WalkTheMock Twitter. So yeah, that's kind of a nice experience for me right now. You know, I just no, I didn't miss anyone. So they didn't take Greg Rousseau. That's surprising. So yeah, Zayden Collins is a good pick, a great pick. It's an A+ pick. I don't know what I was trying to say, what I was trying to hide. Zayden Collins is a first-round talent. I have him in a lot of my mock drafts. I have him going 18th to the Dolphins. The earliest I see him going is maybe to the Patriots at 15. I think he needs a good scheme around him, in my opinion. I don't think he's gonna be a great off-the-ball linebacker if you just ask him to be there and cover guys. I think you have to scheme him for him to be successful, but Vic Fangio is a very good defensive coach. So I like a lot the pick right there. It's an A+ pick. He has way more talent than where he went. So the Lions probably isn't there. So the Lions are going to take Jamin Davis out of Kentucky. I like it a lot. I like him a lot. That's an A pick, not an A+, because I think he's about where he should go. But I think it's a good need that they filled with a good player. Jamin Davis has been rising up boards. I still like Nick Bolton a bit more than him. I think he has more upsides. But Jamin Davis is an athletic freak, so yeah, I guess you see it's either the brain or the buzz. They went for the buzz. He is scary at inside linebacker because, you know, he's not that big, but he can cover a slot receiver and he can cover a tight end. He can cover a running back. So It's the guy you want in the middle of your field in a modern NFL. So yeah, I like the pick a lot. So yeah, it's gonna be not that long before my pick, probably another 20 minutes. With Joshua with the Giants, Greg Rousseau still on the board, still makes sense for me. I don't know how he fell that low. I have, he's number 11 on my board. That's the first board I did when I subscribed it in like 3 months ago. So don't judge me. I didn't upgrade it with all the news and things of that nature. That's why I have guys like Alex Leatherwood and Paulson Adebo, who are guys that I was high on at the beginning, but now that I've seen a little bit more of them, I'm probably lower on them. But yeah, a guy like Greg Rousseau still on the board, not sure how, not sure why, and it would be a mistake not to take him. Probably Tom, that's who he wants. I wouldn't have traded up with them. They're Jabril Cox. Okay, yeah, I like it. I would have preferred Nick Bolton. Jabril Cox to me feels more like a safety. I know I'm gonna get hate. I'm gonna say that I'm old school, but you can't have a linebacker that doesn't tackle. And Cox he's scared to go to contact. So to me, Alex Slater. So 2 questionable picks in a row, in my opinion. So I like Cox as a late second. The picks are just flying in. So the Saints are gonna take Javon Holland. So still no Gregory Rousseau. So if he goes to 23, I dare say if he goes to 23, I'm probably gonna take him. So yeah, Jabril Cox. Well, I like him as a complementary to Blake Martinez. So I like the pick a little bit more now that I think of it. I don't like him as a linebacker 1 in any scheme. I think he doesn't go to contact at all. He just waits for the running back to go through him. So he gives up way too much yards on tackles that he should make. He takes every good angle, but he just doesn't attack the ball carrier the way I like a linebacker to do. So that's why I have Cox as a later second, maybe early first. Landon Dickerson, that's probably the guy I wanted at 23, so it's a good one. Alex Leatherwood. So let's say that if I would grade Jabril Cox, I'd go with a C+. Alex Leatherwood, again a C+. I think it's a reach. For me, let's see. Dillon Radunz is a better tackle. Larry Jackson has more upside. So you get a guy that he's not going to be great, but he's probably not going to be bad. So I don't like that in the second round. I like that in the later rounds. I like upside guys. I'm more of a upside guy myself. I like seeing players be drafted high because of their value, their potential, not what they can bring to the field. When you're in college, you're like 20 some years old, you're 21, 22, so I don't expect you to be good. So when you see a guy and you already know he's almost reached his ceiling and he's only 22, to me that's kind of depressing. So I would draft guy by upsides more in the 2 first rounds than Greg Rousseau. that's well. So Javon Holland, I like it. It's a B+. Landon Dickerson's a A+. I think he's a late first, early second player. They got him in the middle of the second. And he traded it down to get him. Traded up, I'm not sure. He traded down to get him. So Tyson Campbell, maybe a B pick. I like B+. I have him as a mid-second corner, and he got drafted in the mid-second, maybe a little early. I like him as like a 20th, 22nd. But, you know, he's probably the best corner available. I'm not really sure who's left. So, the Niners are going to take Creed Humphrey, the center of Oklahoma. So now my two options at center are gone. So I sure hope Javonte Williams is still on the board, because if not, I'm going to be pissed. So now is the time that I don't like the fact that it's a computer controlling the Miami Dolphins, because they most likely are gonna take a running back if they didn't already. I don't exactly remember. They took Rashad Bateman and Michael Parsons. So please don't. That's the only thing I have to say about that. Otherwise, if they don't, I think we're set for Javonte Williams. There's not a running back needy team ahead of us. Maybe the Bucks, but they have a good rotation. Football team drafted Gibson last year, and he looked great. The Vikings have Madison and Cook. The Colts have what's his name out of Wisconsin? Jonathan Taylor. And Marlon Mack and Naheem Hines. So the Colts are definitely not taking Javonte Williams. So the only one that scares me a little is the Bucks and the Dolphins, and of course any team that trying to trade up. So let's see the corners available. If there's nothing there. Let's see, maybe I could take Kellen Mond. If Javonte Williams gone, I'm gonna take Kellen Mond. I'm gonna be honest. If Javonte Williams is gone, but I want Williams a lot. I like him a lot. I think he's my RB2 on my draft board, and the only reason I have him as 2 is because I think Etienne's ceiling is way higher. So the pick is in. The computer took Trey Sermon. Wow, that's a new one. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I forgot to trade Dwayne Brown. I have him as my wide receiver 7 or 6. I think he's good. Early second grade on him. He goes in the mid-second. It's a team that needs a wide receiver. That's an A+ right there. Greg Rousseau, I have a mid to late first, and he goes in the mid-second. That's an A+ right there. Creed Humphrey, it's a mid-second I have. Did they trade up to get him, or did they trade down? I'll never gonna know. But it's a B+ for me. He's the obvious pick. Trey Sermon right there is a D pick. I have him as my 8th running back on the board. He goes 3rd in the 2nd round. So maybe not 8th, but I have him as a 4th round prospect. So yeah, that's not what you're looking for when you're the Dolphins and there's Javonte Williams on the board. Let's see who the other RBs are, just so I can know. Javonte Williams is higher on my board. Kenneth Gainwell is higher. Calvin Hinn's higher. Michael Carter is higher. I think that's about it. So yeah, Ramondre Stevenson is higher. So yeah, so let's see. The 2 already drafted. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, he's my 8th running back on my board. He got drafted as 3rd running back. So yeah, it's a bad one. It's a bad one. I might try something. Let me see if I can try to trade up. With the Eric and the Colts. Let's see if I can give him an offer that he can resist. Let's see what the pick is for now. They're going to take Baron Browning. Oh, so Nick Bolton's falling down boards. I didn't know that. I like him still. I'm probably going to need to watch him tape or to watch him some reviews as to why he's falling down. But he is falling down. The Bucks are going to take Carlos Basham. Nice, so I'm not worried anymore about Javonte Williams getting swooped, so I might just try to do something special. So for the Colts ND right there, I won the 22. I give you a fourth. Let's say fourth, a 2022 second, and a 2022 sixth. So they're not. He's not gonna take it because he's a GM. You know, he wants to pick. But I'd like it a lot if he accepted because I'd like to do something special. So the Vikings are on the board and they took Talon Wallace. Makes sense to me. Maybe. So I'm gonna go to the grading there. My offer's been rejected, of course. That seems right. So yeah, I'm kind of considering drafting Kellen Mond. I like him a lot to learn behind Big Ben. But of course, if Javonte Williams still on the board, I'm gonna take him. So I'm not gonna be. I sure hope nobody trades up to get him. But if anybody does, it would make my job easier. So yeah, sorry about that. The beats just stopped. Eric with the 22nd pick. I'm gonna offer him another one. If you want this, I'm gonna offer you the exact same but with a 6. No, okay, never mind. So the Colts are gonna take Brady Christensen out of BYU. It's okay. It's not that bad. It's not a laughable pick, but it's not bad. I'm gonna take, of course, Javonte Williams. I'm not gonna wait for him. I'm not gonna wait for the clock to go down because I want my guy, and he's still there. So I take him. So yeah. So that's probably my draft for now. So yeah, I'm gonna stop recording right there. I'm gonna tell you if I do anything off script, if I trade up, if I can trade down, if I'm not gonna trade down because I don't have any picks left. But if I can trade up, I'm going to maybe take Kellen Mond, but let's see. Because I don't have my 3rd round pick anymore, so I kind of lost value there because nobody wants to trade for a hypothetical pick that they're not gonna control. Let me see if I can just trade up with the Rams. Really, I want this. You can get this a 2022 seconds. He's probably not there. Let's be honest. He's had to wait for so long. It's his first pick in the draft, and it's been like an hour and a half since we started. So. He's probably not there. So I'm gonna stop it right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, or anything. Make sure that you give me feedback. I'm just getting started. I'm doing this for fun, so I like anything that can help me get better at this. I don't want to make this my job. I don't want to drop out of school and do this. I just want to do this on the side just for fun, for gigs. I talk about football way too much, and my family's kind of getting tired of it, so I'm just gonna post these videos online until I get tired of it. So if any of you wants to put your input, if you want to do a collab, anything, I'm open to anything. I'm just doing this for fun. So make sure to reach out to me. Make sure that your day is going great. Make sure that your life is going great, and know that you are beautiful. Wow, that was a great way to end the video. So have a nice one.